Hello, everyone. This is Live from the Apocalypse, where we play tabletop role playing games to benefit nonprofits, aid organizations, and other charitable causes. We just ask that if you like what you see here, and we do hope that you like it, certainly, rather than subscribing or giving us bits or any of the regular Twitch, Amazon, corporate script stuff, that you take that money and you donate it directly to the organizations that we are fundraising for. This stream, like the others in our 12 games of Hasmus series for the holidays, is raising money for the International Rescue Committee, which helps people affected by humanitarian crises. It was founded at the call of Albert Einstein in 1933, and the IRC is now at work in over 40 crisis-affected countries, as well as communities throughout Europe and the Americas, including this one, the United States of Eagle America, because that's just what you do sometimes in the richest country in the world. So if any point you would like to donate, you can type !donate in the chat. Our bot will post the link, and you can make the McElroy brothers yell at us and interrupt whatever very serious scene we were having at that time. We also have a variety of channel points you can use to unlock our emotes without subscribing, as well as to interact with and influence the stream in other ways. How's that luck pool doing, out of just utterly idle curiosity?
Well, if it's carrying over from the side story, we have 3 luck.
Okay. Noted.
I'm not going to tell you what to do, but when we did an interstitial story in my game, we started from 0.
No, I'll let you keep it for as long as you can hang on to it.
I feel like you're doing that in a way that's vaguely threatening. Like, it seems nice, but like reading the tone.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is all the housekeeping. So without further ado, let's get into it with some intros. Whittle, do you want to start us off?
Sure, I can do that. Hi, look at that boy. He's back. Hi, my name is Will. I am one of the GMs and the organizers here at Live from the Apocalypse. I am fresh off of another stream. I have been doing this since roughly 2:30 today. I'm very tired, but we're still going strong with Hasmus. Find me at that social media link over there, and sometimes I make games and things. I'm working on a Super Sentai RPG that we play tested on Friday. If you saw that, that was a lot of fun, and you know that the system worked. We did play it. I will also do some other things. I run a bunch of other stuff on this channel. Class Reunion is our 5e homebrew about a group of high school students from Ohio who have been trapped in a fantasy world for 10 years. And that is back with our regular group, our cast, our standard cast on next Tuesday, 1 week from today exactly. I also run and edit our Masks actual play podcast, Academy H. Check it out. And I'm doing some other cool stuff in January. There's going to be a bunch of other games, but I'm not going to talk about those. Well, I'll talk about one. I'm going to be running a mashup of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Empire Records. It's called Vampire Records. It's set in the 90s. It's going to be very silly and it's going to be very fun. And the cast is phenomenal. I cannot say how excited I am for that game. That's it for me, though. Follow Live from the Apocalypse. Pretty much everything I do is here. And that's it. That's all I got.
I hate everything about that title.
Vampire Records?
Yeah.
Why? Why do you hate? What's wrong with Vampire Records?
You should be ashamed.
It's weird because I'm not. Who's next? Is Liz next?
Liz is next. Yes.
Hi. Yeah, I'm Liz. I play Billy Baker. I am actually playing again this time, and I'm excited about that. Outside of that, you can also find me here on Twitter for as long as it lasts. I do sometimes talk about games, so I'm not talking about a bunch of other things like media hyperfixations at the time. I am also running stuff. I am back Friday with Release and Rebirth, which is a kind of New Year's wander home, emotional kind of send-off to the year in game form. And then I am also back running something in January, which I realize I'm running out of things to talk about, like time sessions to talk about before that happens. So in the middle of January, we'll be doing a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dystopic, punk, Wicca, it's a whole bunch of things all together game called Band in Dual City that should be very fun and very ridiculous in a really good way.
100%. I'm very excited. I'm going to be in that one also. Hold on, let me hide you. There we go. Yep, I'm going to be in that one. Which means, Brendan, that's you.
Yes, that is me. I am Brendan, the Gamemaster, and I sometimes sleep, unlike certain other people on this stream. I know I'm really slacking off.
It's the best way that I can do this, and it'll still be seen. There we go. Just down there in the corner.
I'm just saying, you do this to yourself. I obviously run this here Elder Torah Pokemon sports anime thing. We're coming up on a year, actually. I'm pretty sure we're coming up very rapidly on 1 year and playing this here crazy game, and we're not done yet. Still got a little ways to go. We're getting into probably the third act, but still got a lot of good stuff for you. When I am not doing this, I play Alex Sandowski, aka Victory, over on the Masks podcast, Academy H, that Will mentioned. I also ran Cryptid Community College, the Monster of the Week actual play that was recorded longer ago that I would like to think about, but is currently being released onto the podcatchers of your choice. So go check that out. If you, like the many of us, are not content to let the spooky season die, if you are ride or die for that spook.
We also got a lot better since then. It's worth saying.
Yeah. And is that all of the things that I do? I think that's all the things that I'm doing right now at this moment. So, and yeah, all right, cool. I can no longer have to stare directly into my own haunted eyes.
Look into your own soul.
And can instead pivot over to talking about the haunted eyes of the strange figure that you find yourselves adjacent to in the Pokemon gym. Our last session. Pardon me, it's wintertime. My sinuses don't like it. That you had just finished having this seance with Kaz Grappins in the Pokemon gym, and the tenebrous shroud that Haunter had cast over you for the purposes as it used psychic connection that Estelle had shared with it to show you these things from its past. Details that you were never privy to before. For what purpose this could be, I don't know, that you're not 100% sure yet. But you noticed that as Haunter's shroud faded away in this evening light, there was another person here who was not here before. Looks like a young boy. Sort of blue hoodie, yellow galoshes, and a red baseball cap sort of slung very low. You can't see his eyes. There's Pokeballs on the belt around his waist. Looks like any number of youthful trainers that you have seen out and about on their Pokemon journey, except that there is something subtly off about him and something uncannily familiar that you cannot place.
Who's this youngster?
So you see him too, Julian?
Yeah, of course I see him. He's standing right there.
I mean, you say that, but I'm pretty sure this is that kid who I had a battle with before in the gym. The one everyone kind of thought I imagined.
Yeah, I definitely don't remember that. So, I guess you were right? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Who are you?
You begin to feel this by now almost familiar kind of pressure, this sense of being somewhere deep, deep underwater, the air around you thick, your ears ringing as everything seems to almost stretch out around you, even though you were all seated at the same table moments ago. It's as though you're on opposite ends of the room. You can barely hear yourself think, and you just barely have time to notice that Estelle has seemingly collapsed, passed out, when this youngster reaches for one of the Pokeballs on his belt and rather than the Pokemon being released from the ball, it's almost like the ball itself sort of warps and changes shape in the air, unfolding into this fractal thing. Much as the encounters you remember with the missing numbers, it's impossible to look directly at it. The more you try to focus on it, to make your mind comprehend what it is, the more you just sort of slide off of it, the more you unconsciously, reflexively just look away, look anywhere that is more solid, more real than it is. What are you guys going to do?
I want to know what Liz is thinking for Billy, because Julian's first instinct would be to like jump forward to battle this thing and tell Billy to take care of Estelle. But Billy's been having a lot of growth recently.
No, I mean, I think I was literally gonna say Billy was going to try and make his way to Estelle, so I think that kind of natural split, at least makes sense, at least to go check on her.
Cool. Yeah. So Julian is going to say, Billy, make sure she's okay. I'll deal with this. And I will step up to battle this weird child and the missing no, or at least attempt to. Not being willing to sort of, dilly-dally, wanting this to be over as quickly as possible, he is going to say, Brunois, let's deal with this thing. And call out my Meldarva region variant Golduck.
Excellent.
It's time to duel.
Nope, wrong property. Keep trying to make this into Digimon and dual monsters, and nope.
Right.
I mean, that crossover is going to get real close pretty soon because they
That's
do.
true. It's only a
We're
matter
going
of
to do
time.
back to back.
I know, it's true.
Are we rolling for initiative, or how are we doing this?
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
Cool. What is I haven't played Julian in so long. Tactics are a D8.
And at the same time, I am trying to make my way to Estelle.
It's a 6.
Very cool. All right.
I notice you're not rolling.
I am getting there.
Okay, cool. I thought maybe you were hand waving this, and I was going to say that's a bad sign.
I mean, he was perfectly comfortable rolling what, a D12 and a D10. So
Yeah, right. I guess that is the scarier option these days.
It's trying to roll. It is certainly thinking about rolling.
Would you like me to roll for you?
Honestly, that would be fine. I don't know. Give me a D6.
Cool. That's a 5, which is lower than a 6.
Yeah, it is. For some reason, yeah, my roll is still showing as like buffering for some reason. I do not know why it takes so long for it to roll a D6.
It happens sometimes. This system gets stuck.
I wish I could like cancel it, but apparently not. Okay, all right. So eventually, we're just gonna get a random D6 roll in there somewhere.
Sometimes it just doesn't happen. Also, like your next roll might be perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. All right. In that case, Brunwas is going first versus the missing number.
Hell yeah. Skag, there's a distortion filter on the stream. That might be what you're seeing.
Yes, yeah. If it looks weird and pixely, that is actually on purpose. That is a conscious artifice, if you will.
It's because we're fighting a missing.
It's a mood enhancer.
Yep. All right.
Actually, speaking of, do you want to take us to a battle screen?
Oh yeah, we should do that. I think hold on. I forgot to hide Heather. We are down a person this evening, unfortunately. Yes. All right, cool. Do I have... Give me 1 second to pull out the missing number. Un momento. How's everybody doing? Everybody have a good day?
How's everyone doing in this most liminal of times? The week when time doesn't really completely exist.
It's not the best, but it is a missing no.
It is a missing no.
I mean, it looks great as long as you, as per previously described, do not look directly at it.
Right.
It is just supposed to be out of the corner of your eye.
It doesn't actually look that bad. You just can't look at it directly because it's too powerful.
Right. This is all that your feeble mortal minds are capable of perceiving.
Exactly.
Now fight that cube.
Yeah, absolutely I will. So I'm going to say there's no time to mess around, Brunois. Send headbutt. So we're going to do that.
We should probably get like...
That is also a 6, but it's higher than a 4.
Indeed, that does hit.
Also going to make us a little bit bigger so that our captions are
more visible.
Yeah. But that's pretty much my turn. Is that
okay? As Brunois launches into this thing with this psychic energy coalescing around the gem in his forehead, this torpedo dive directly into what seems like the center mass of this thing, and it's hard to tell exactly what happens next, but when the pixels clear, Brunois has tucked into a roll on the other side of it, and this sort of cloud of kaleidoscopic energy is trying to reform itself. You also, let me go ahead and roll for him. Okay, who's gonna be going last? You notice Kaz Graben's lampent sort of floating up next to you as Kaz steps up beside you. He appears to be trying to fight his way through this sort of slowing pressure that all of you are feeling. he doesn't have as much experience with it as you do, so it seems like it's disorienting him more than it is you. But he is attempting to come to your aid. But as such, he and Lampent are still a little bit slower than the missing number that is going to act first.
I have to double battle with Kaz.
Yep.
Man,
Man.
he sucks.
Right. That hits and does not crit.
What if my toughness was 7? What if I told you that? Would you believe me?
I don't know that I would believe you. I believe your
That's
toughness
fair.
is 5 for Brunoise.
That sounds right. Yes, toughness is 5.
So as these sort of like kaleidoscope shards of energy form themselves back together again, they take on a more elongated shape. It becomes less of a cube and more of a spear as it arcs out to strike Brunoise with its luminous body for 1 wound and no additional effect.
Fine. So now it's Kaz's turn.
Yep.
Fine.
I'm just pleasantly surprised he's helping.
Yeah, I feel like he's really in his Chaz arc, to bring it back to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Chaz Grabbins, as it were. That's a lot of dice.
Well, he crit on one of them, or he aced on one of them, so.
I really hope he's in his post-brainwashing part of that particular character's arc. Otherwise, this could go really bad for us.
This is such a tangent conversation from before the stream. We were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
It's fine. That's the brand.
Mm-hmm.
What is Lampin? A fire type?
Lampin is Fire Ghost.
Fire Ghost. Cool.
Yes. Yes, as he slowly manages to rasp out, and he mouths the words that you can't hear them over the ringing in your own ears. But with your tactics, having faced Kaz before, you know that Lampent is gearing up for a shadow ball. The light inside of its glass encasement seemingly growing dimmer as it conjures this sort of cloud of blackness within before firing it out at the missing number. And it impacts upon it. The shadows sort of splaying out like webs in between its constituent pieces. And in a way, that contrast almost kind of makes it shine brighter. You're able to focus on it a little bit easier than you were before. It got a crit, and so it lowered its toughness by 1.
I see. Well, that's good. I will take that. Yeah, we're do. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, so Billy, what are you doing?
Yeah, I am actively making my way to Estelle to check on her.
All right. It is difficult to really orient yourself in this. It's like your sense of proprioception, your sense of existing in a place in 3 dimensions at all is gone. Go ahead and give me a fitness check.
Okay. 2.
You start making your way over to Estelle, but it's like your feet are sinking into the floor, the sort of the rubbery mat of the interior practice room kind of melts as you sink and finally find yourself on your hands and knees crawling through the muck over to Estelle. You are able to make progress, but it's going to be at least another turn until you can get to her.
Can I try and repel some of this like pressure force stuff with like aura, like kind of like shielding myself?
Sure. Go ahead and give me an aura roll.
That is a 7.
All right. Realizing what is happening, you are able to center yourself and you think about, in particular, your aura sight, the auras that are generated by living things that are distinct from one another. One thing is not necessarily the same thing as another. You are a person. You are an individual that exists discreetly in space. And that sort of reminder of your own individual reality allows you to sort of glowing with your own iridescent aura to at least pick yourself up off your hands and knees. It's still going to take you another turn to get over to Estelle, but you can feel the effects of the pressure weakening.
Mhm. Cool.
All right, next round of the fight.
I do the thing. Am I still muted? Nope.
No, I heard you.
All right. Oh, we re-roll initiative, right?
Yep.
See, now it's my. Yep. Okay, cool. 6.
All right. Then I gotta do Kaz. All right. Well, so going in the same order as last time. So go ahead.
All right. Julian's going to say, don't let up, Brunoise. Water gun. And no, not 3. Just 2. Oh, is it my turn to glitch out? Yeah, it's still thinking about it. Let me see if I can.
Need one of us to roll.
No, it'll do it now. That's a 7.
All right, that will hit.
So second wound, I guess. No, still no crit, but
Yes. How does that look, do you think?
So I think Brunoise, who just got blasted by the missing nose, kind of going to get knocked backwards, catch himself in sort of that like slide, one hand on the ground, and then is just going to pull his head back and then just unleash a blast of a high pressure water directly at the missing nose. Almost trying to, I think now, like bat it back and forth between Brunoise and Lampent.
Very cool. Good hand.
Thanks. I
It
thought
go.
so.
Aw.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Excuse?
Did
Why?
literally none of those hit? Come on. Come on.
That's what
Hey,
you get.
I
Honestly,
I hate that.
that is what you get.
Where's the luck points for the GM? That's all I'm saying. It's all I'm saying. Chat, don't donate and give me a luck.
Don't do it.
You literally decide their stats. This is on
Yeah.
you.
You just rolled 6 d4s.
Only 5. I rolled
Oh, only
5
5.
d4s.
Sorry, you
Thank
rolled
you.
5
I
d4s.
rolled 5 d4s and none of them hit.
Good.
And once more, it sort of coalesces into this kind of stained glass that shoots out in all directions from you. In fact, some of them narrowly missing not just your Pokemon, but you and Kaz as well. You get the distinct impression that this missing no is playing for keeps.
Now, when you say keeps,
Mm-hmm.
what are we talking here?
Well, it did just you were pretty quite certain that attack was aimed not just at the Pokemon, but at all of you.
Word. Love that. Love that for us. Very cool. Do I see that, like, Billy and Estelle are at least somewhat protected?
You see that Billy is at least making his way over to Estelle.
Okay. All right.
And
Perfect. And yeah. God, he sucks so much.
yeah, don't like those GM dice so much now.
I mean, it's true to character. I'm okay with
Yeah,
it. We didn't
'cause he
expect him
sucks.
to carry much weight.
As the lampant at Kaz's direction tries to work up a fire spin to try and contain the missing no, to try and stop it from lashing out in all directions. But unfortunately, you know, it being able to create a circle of flame somewhat relies on there being coherent geometry to be able to draw a circle around. And the shape that it draws is just sort of a squiggle that dissipates in the wind. And Billy, it's your go.
Okay, did I make it over to Estelle?
Yes, you've been able to make it over to Estelle.
I think the first thing, because he's figured out that this pressure is hitting all of us, and that timing with her collapse is like he's going to like reach over and start like trying to check up on her, but like at the moment he's touching her, is going to try and basically extend that kind of aura he's put over himself to include Estelle to kind of relieve the pressure of this force on her.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just going to try and like check on her to make sure, obviously she's unconscious, but make sure she's like okay other than that, while
Okay,
also trying to
give
project
me
this aura.
give me a quick aura check.
6.
Okay. You get the sense that her vitals are stable, but they're weak.
Um, do I feel that's kind of correlated to what we're all experiencing?
It is hard to say.
Yeah.
It could be directly as a result of that. It could just be, admittedly, that Estelle, as tough an old bird that she is an octogenarian that has been put through a suddenly very stressful situation.
Yeah, multiple accounts. All right, then yeah, I think just going to try and like keep projecting that like aura to project her from like this like pressure. And also like of the ones who aren't, well, they're already out because it's Billy. So wherever his Pokemon are, having them try and like move in to kind of like stand around them as well, like partially strengthening his aura, also partially like trying to guard from like stray blasts of whatever this thing is doing.
Hmm.
Kind of just trusting Julian and Kaz to some extent to handle this while trying to keep Estelle okay.
Alrighty. And it's going to roll off for initiative for the next round. All right, guess we roll off again for that. Okay. All right. Rolling for Kaz. Okay. You see the young trainer on the far side of the room, though he was just sitting next to you a moment ago. The far, far side of this arena that this small room has suddenly become. And he raises his hand towards Kaz, pointing.
Good call. Kaz is clearly the bigger threat.
And the missing number seems to pivot. It doesn't seem to have a face or any sensory organs that you can determine, but all of its shards suddenly point towards Kaz, arcing outward in a beam of light and energy that at once appears separate and attached to it, that phases through Kaz, passing through him, almost like a ghost itself, as he seems taken aback and clutching his chest, falling down to one knee. And it's your go.
Okay. All right. Seeing Kaz get attacked and seeing Billy and Estelle lying there is really going to piss Julian off. And so Julian is going to yell out to the Julian's going to like stand behind Brunoise and is going to yell out to the missing no and to the weird kid. And he's going to say, hey, we're your real fight. Pay attention to us. And then he's going to, he's not going to realize this, but everybody else is going to see this sort of like, almost like these waves of heat starting to come off of his body. There's like a very slight red aura there that is also going to start rising off of Brunoise's body. And he is unwittingly using the trump card edge.
Ah, yes.
So he is going to, his sort of residual psychic exposure from being in Esper Bay for so long is kind of bleeding into Brunoise, triggered by his anger. And he is going to throw one hand out dramatically as he says, Brunoise, finish this. Zen, headbutt. And because I am using trump card, both of these die are D12s. And that is a 13.
Spicy. So that does
Spicy.
crit.
I think we're going straight damage on this one. As many wounds as I can do to this thing.
As many damage as you can, as much damage as you can lay on this thing.
I think this time, as Brunoise launches itself, that psychic aura or that like starts around its head and is like spilling back over its body like a rocket, is that same red energy color, and it just has a lot more power behind it and a lot more force.
All right. And it does seem as though it has done some damage. Again, sort of this shared aura that you have between yourself and Brunoise is sort of cutting through the sort of enforced reality that is taking hold around the missing no, and it is anchoring it into a place where you can hurt it. And you see those sparkling shards that make up its form starting to once again pull themselves back together again, but it is noticeably slower. It's almost taking on a more liquid form as the shards sort of melt languidly, slowly together. So now less like glass and more sort of like rainwater.
Okay, here's a question.
Mhm.
Do Pokemon rules apply in terms of catching other people's Pokemon? Can I use a champion ball on this if it is kind of this kid's Pokemon?
That is an excellent question. Normally you can't, and it would be difficult to do so. But this is an extraordinary situation. This thing didn't come out of a Pokeball. It sort of transformed from a Pokeball. You're not even sure that this kid is a trainer. So, yeah, or a kid. So the answer is you don't know.
Okay, but I probably can't do it this turn. So
not this turn. Yeah.
In the aftermath of that trump card attack, both Brunoise and Julian are noticeably drained, panting, a little bit sweaty, and just kind of standing there, out of breath.
All right, Billy, it's your go.
Kaz looks to be in rough shape, right?
Kaz has taken at least one wound.
Yeah, I just like in terms of how he's also handling that wound, because I feel like Kaz is a little bit less rough and tumble than the rest of this crew.
Mm-hmm.
May not be used to battles that go outside the arena.
Yeah, you could say that this is his first time being impaled by an eldritch horror.
You could say that.
Rookies.
Get used to it.
Yeah. I guess what I was asking that is if it doesn't look like he's like pushing through it and going to be able to like get back up, or is kind of getting overwhelmed by this, then Billy might try and help him. I'm just kind of trying to read his feeling.
So everything is sort of happening in slow motion, and he did go down to one knee. It looks like it took a lot out of him, but it does, like, his eyes are still clear. It does look like he's trying to right himself.
I still feel like I think Billy's picked up on like he's also been struggling with this pressure, and on top of that attack, I think Glade's gonna try and teleport over to basically like grab him and then teleport him back over like by Billy and Estelle. So Billy can kind of, my hope is to get him nearby and then try and extend that aura to him as well, since it seems like Julian is kind of taking point on this fight with this thing.
Okay.
And Kaz is getting a little Overwhelmed.
Okay, go ahead and yeah, give me a teleport roll. Tactics teleport.
Okay, there we go. Teleport is a D4 because I purely use it for narrative purposes. But
You
tactics
do
is
be
good.
like that.
Investing points in largely utility powers. Who even does that?
That is a 6. Thanks to the tactics.
All right. So Glade does successfully get over there. You were hoping to be able to get Glade over there and back in a single action, but again, even with you have a pocket of
Mhm.
selfhood that you were using to sort of push back on this ungeometry that has taken hold here. Unfortunately, trying to direct Glade across space to where Kaz is, you're a little bit off. So Gallade gets over there, but is now once again sort of subject to this sort of slow motion pressure. And you see Gallade sort of closing its arms around Kaz, but it's not going to be able to teleport back to you until next turn.
Cool.
All right.
Is that the full?
Yep.
Is that everybody? Okay. God damn it. I don't care for that.
Excellent question. How do I want to do that?
I don't know. Who has the other 3? Do we need to roll off?
I don't think you will. The other
Okay.
3 is Kaz.
Okay.
I am just looking something up in the book.
That's fun. It's a good sign.
Unfortunately, searching is not working very well.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Pikachu.
You've seen it. It's actually old enough at this point. It may be a Vine. I was gonna say TikTok, the
I
one
know.
with who's
TikTok
that
before
Pokemon,
TikTok.
and the
Yeah.
guy just keeps confidently stating the wrong one.
Yeah, 100%.
So good.
How quickly can I do this? Ye old Tiki Taki. That's Vine. Vine is ye old Tiki Taki.
Yield Tiki Taki.
We should just do some of these for when like Brendan has to look up rules. Hey everybody. Who's that Pokemon?
My favorite idea I saw over the weekend was someone talking about how their GM has on their GM screen little papers they hang over it that are like loading screens that have game mechanic tips on it. So whenever they're looking at something in the book, they put this paper over their screen and it just says like loading and then has like a, did you know that partial cover gives you a +2 to AC at the bottom?
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's very good. That's right. It's this. Who's that Pokemon? It's a 67 Chevy. I never remember what the car is, but Justin knows what I'm referring to. So the real unhinged ones that Justin is referring to is from a stream that he did a very long time ago. 1993 Honda Civic. There it is. I don't remember what you were streaming, but it was like, who's that Pokemon? Except that he had photoshopped like 1993 Civic to be Onyx, I think it was.
That's fantastic.
It was very good. It's a mug now, which you can get at nofame.ca, I think. Probably.
Go.
And hey, if you like merch and piss jokes, we've got you covered. Check out our merch, live from the apocalypse.bigcartel.com. You have a different niche car reference on a mug. That makes sense. You can never have too many of those. You're welcome. Oh, gosh. So,
all right, cool.
Okay, cool.
All right, yes, we are good here. Sorry, had to find something real quick.
No, it's okay. I was like, I can keep stalling.
Yeah, that took me way longer to find than I thought it would.
It's all good. The lid is on my water bottle, and I just tried to drink from it.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch.
What was that?
You gonna roll that again? I swear to God.
Okay.
All right, calm down. This is for Kaz, right? I do appreciate that one clearly stopped on a 2 and then jumped to 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little late, buddy, but thank you.
The trainer reaches slowly for his belt, taking a Pokeball off of it, and flings it across the room, arcing through the air across the field of battle to where Kaz is gripped in Galade's crossed arms, and the ball hits him, and you watch as suddenly it opens and Kaz vanishes in a flash of light.
Okay. Who's that Pokemon? It's
This
Kaz.
is Kaz. And you have just a moment to sort of try to wrap your head around what just happened. Like, even Glade looks confused by this occurrence as the youngster seems to walk across the room at a leisurely speed, but normally speeded, I guess I would say, normally speeded compared to the rest of you, and casually picks up the Pokeball with Kaz in it.
Casually.
Picks up the Pokeball with Kaz in it, strikes a pose to no one in particular, and then proceeds to walk out of the gym.
So, can I stop him?
It is now your turn.
Yeah, can I punch this kid? Like, if that's how we're doing this shit?
Yeah, clearly all bets are off. Like,
yeah. Can I just pick this kid up and choke slam him?
You can try and chase after him.
Yeah,
it will involve crossing the field with Brunoise and the missing number in it.
Okay, that's fair, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah, he
still
left behind his Pokemon too. Just like, no, I got a new one now. It's fine.
Pokemon. Listen, as far as I can tell, there is no one my own age in this city, um, except for Kaz, and he's getting kidnapped. All right, cool. I will. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say, uh, I don't know what just happened, but get back here. And I'm gonna try to tackle that kid. I'll try to run across this, like, the shortest route to get to him, and
Okay.
like try to tackle him.
Go ahead and give me a fitness check.
Okay, I'm
A
pretty
side
good
note,
at that.
I love that explanation for why Julian supposedly did not have a lot of friends prior to this. It's just like, there's only one other guy my age in this town, and he's a dick.
He
Like,
sucks.
I mean, technically, there was at least one other guy, but he got eaten by a
Yes.
missing number,
we
or
remember.
possibly captured the Pokeball. We have to wonder now.
You fucking. Can I spend a luck point?
Sure.
I'm not confident this is going to go better. D6 rolls are not good, I feel like, but yeah, you suck. God damn it. Gonna get him with a 2.
I mean, he's a small child. He can't have that much toughness, right?
Yeah, you'd think, right?
You launch yourself after him, running at what feels to you like a dead sprint. But despite the fact that he's just walking, that distance just seems to stretch out between you, and you, similar to Billy, find your sense of balance skewed, and you skid and trip and fall to your knees in the middle of the arena, bare inches from the missing number that is starting to sort of pull itself up in front of you like this rainbow liquid wave.
Can I do a thing?
Sure. What do you want to do?
Can I say, I don't have time for you, and then just shove a champion ball into its liquidy body and like activate it, basically?
Sure. Yeah, go. Let's see. Let me do this checkbox here. So dispatched. So it had. Yeah. So 1, 2. All right. Roll a d6. On a 3 or lower, you succeed.
It's gonna. I can already feel this thing getting ready to give me like a 5 or a 6.
Well, so what I will do is I will give you access to the bullshit roll that I made up in the moment when I was doing this for Kaz. Since I'm going to let the roll ace so that you can re-roll it to potentially get a lower number. Because I decided like 2 minutes ago that was how it worked for me. So
all right, that's a 2.
Yeah. Yeah, you push it in there, and yeah, light engulfs it. And as it does so, as you can see it being pulled into the ball, you can feel this kind of dilation rushing past. You can feel time speeding up around you, almost like a wave in the surf being pulled out to sea. And yeah, then suddenly, all of you are in the room again, barely 6 feet from each other. And Brunoise is standing amidst this shattered, broken table, overturned couches. Billy, you are doing your best to lift up Estelle. Kaz's Lampent is just sort of floating there in shock next to Gallade. And the champion ball is sort of rattling on the ground.
As a side note, because I think it's really
Something
You're
happened.
good.
Okay, I guess that's Well, hold on.
Hey, what up?
I can fix this.
What?
Oh, you're back.
No,
But now I'm gone.
But now Billy's gone.
Why is your audio not a thing, though? Hold on. Sorry. Everything broke. Ah,
Now we're both gone.
all right. Give me 1 second
We're
here.
good?
I'm basically just talking to myself, but you could hear them both? I just couldn't. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Interesting.
Let me. Wait, what is happening, man? That is insane.
An excellent question. I don't know.
This literally doesn't make any sense. Hold on. Sorry, everybody.
I mean, it is on brand for the themes of the game, at least.
Okay, so we're all.
You're right.
Nope.
Right? Nope. Apparently not. Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Now?
Yeah?
No.
Yes.
I still don't have your audio.
Well, okay, but chat can hear me. Chat, validate me.
This
Can you
is
hear
such
me?
a weird problem. I have no idea.
Oh, I'm frozen.
Yeah.
Wait. Yep. No, I'm frozen.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
on the-
worked. Kind
on the-
of. No?
All right. Well, come back.
Try it, I guess. Try
Sure.
refreshing. It's just baffling because these are nested scenes, and then for some reason on my end, and you can see and hear both of them.
Okay.
I have never. Okay, their videos are frozen, but you can hear them. I can't hear them, and their videos are frozen. So let me try to do this, I guess.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't even know how to begin to fix this. Hold on. Well, now I can
we'll tell
hear
you.
you.
Okay, we'll tell you what. We are in the aftermath of something truly goddamn inexplicable happening. I feel like it's fair that there's maybe a bit of a moment of shock hanging in the air as everyone gets their bearings and their stream shit back together. So, do you want to take a short break while we mess with this?
Yeah, let's take a quick break. We'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm back. Hello.
Am I back?
Yes. All right. Can you hear Liz as well?
Hello.
Okay. All right. Seems like it's working.
So you can hear all of us, I guess.
All right. So maybe it's good. Yeah. So like I was saying, thank you very much for your donation. If you glitch in the game, you glitch in real life. Yes, that seems like it's very much what happened. We definitely delivering some cursed content over here on Live from the Apocalypse. It would appear that we went and done slendered ourselves. So that's fun.
Love that for us.
Yeah, love that for us, but it seems like we're back? Question mark?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that we're going to lose with this is that I am not hearing the audio that the people are hearing, the audience is hearing, but that's fine. Like, you're not coming through the mixer. I'm listening to you in Video Ninja. Normally I have that muted, but it's not a big deal. Everything should be.
But
Everybody's leveled already.
Seems like everybody can hear.
No, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
We can
all right.
we can power through.
All right, cool. Yeah, so pick back up in the midst of that scene that we just left. With importantly the champion ball sort of rattling back and forth and steaming vaguely before at last gently rocking to one side and the light turning on, indicating a successful capture.
The professor was here before we started all this, right?
The professor was not like actively with you.
Okay, he had gone somewhere else to do.
Yes.
He
I
was
know he's working on
work.
stuff, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he was working on stuff like in the back.
like that's what I meant. He in the gym?
He was last time you checked.
Okay. Billy's like trying to like pick up Estelle and rushing to like try and find the professor because he has a doctorate. He's a doctor. So like he's the closest we got to a medical. Also they closed the Poke Center, so where do you go for healthcare otherwise? So he's just going to try and find the professor to look at Estelle.
All right. You rush through the gym calling out for the professor, and you finally hear him say, "Yes, yes, I'm in here. What is it?"
Something's wrong with Estelle, and you're a doctor, I think, in your title somewhere. Like you're smarter than I am. Look at her.
Wait, something's wrong with Estelle? Wait, no, no, no. Okay, bring her here. Lay her down, lay her down. And he sort of starts to take a look at her, at least like checking her vitals, but beyond that, he's looking at you and is like, I her pulse and breathing are weak. Um, I think we need to get her to a hospital. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do for her here. A I'm a biologist of a sort, but it doesn't make me a doctor.
Okay.
Where how did this happen? Where are the others?
A lot happened, Doctor, and you're not, or Professor, and you're not gonna believe half of it, to be frank. So Julian has a car. Let's go find Julian.
Yeah. Yes, here. I'll start taking Estelle out to the truck. Find Julian, and you can bring the keys out.
Okay. And yeah, she's gonna go running back to where Julian was.
I kind of imagine Julian is like warily circling the lampant, which because that was left behind, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like Julian's kind of like circling it warily and just kind of like, take it easy. We're gonna find him. Don't burn the place down. We're gonna get him back. Just stay calm.
It seemed mostly kind of sort of disoriented and confused. It wasn't actually until you mentioned burning the place down that suddenly it started kind of looking around and started freaking out actively.
No, don't do. Stop it. bad lampant.
That's an interesting question. How are our memories of Kaz doing? Still in there, all shiny and clear?
At this point, yes.
Yeah.
You're not positive whether that's a good or a bad sign, given what Charlie Geller had told you.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, yeah, I'm gonna go running back into the room of like uh to where Julian is and just say, Professor says we need to get Estelle to a hospital. We're gonna need to take your car.
Yeah, okay. Just gotta yeah, all right. You gonna be cool? He says to the lampant. You're gonna chill out. Just
It after burning very brightly, so brightly you have to shield your eyes from it. It sort of calms its flame a bit, and it sort of glows weakly and despondently. Sort of kind of hovers over to hover, hovers over to hover. Very good. I'm very good this evening. Um, as it wanders over to hover in a corner.
okay. You stay there. You're clearly having a moment. I'm gonna give you some space. We will be right back. Okay. Trying to think. Do I? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna call out Yaki, and I'm just gonna like kneel down and talk to her and be like, hey, all right, listen, look, that Lampin over there having a really tough time. His trainer is missing, and I need you to make sure it doesn't burn the gym down or do something else that is crazy. And like, you're a fire type, it's a fire type. Maybe you have that in common. Maybe you can bond over that. You got it? You got this? Can I trust you with this?
Yeah, he sort of eyes the lampant warily, and you recall again that the last time these two saw each other, they were kicking each other's ass.
Yeah, no, that's right. We're not, look at me, eye contact. We're not fighting it. Right now it's a friend. Okay?
Yeah,
Good.
he looks dubious, but crosses her arms kind of.
You know what? All
Cowardly.
right, fine. Maybe not friend. Just make sure it doesn't burn the gym down.
Yeah,
Can you
he
do that
just sort of kicks the rug and plops down in a chair
Cool.
next to
Great.
the lampant.
Good. Thank you so much. And Julian's gonna run out of the gym and get it to his truck, just muttering under his breath about high maintenance Pokemon with attitude problems.
The craziest thing that they would be attracted to you.
Yeah, right.
Billy's gonna fall behind, but we'll stop like by the lampant on the way out. Just we're gonna get him back. Don't worry. We'll get him back. We just have to go take care of our friend right now, but we're gonna get him back. Don't worry. And then run out after Julian.
Julian will floor it to the hospital.
There is a hospital. It is a separate thing from the Pokemon Center. The Pokemon Center mostly deals with, as you might imagine, Pokemon. The hospital is
okay, but that does beg the question: if you catch a human, can you use a Healy table on them?
What a wild notion. You'd have to hey, if you could get Kaz's Pokeball back, you'll have to test that notion. You're in uncharted waters, my friend.
Or we put Estelle in a Pokeball and then heal her that way.
See, I was just going to ask is the healthcare still free for humans?
Well, that's also true.
The healthcare is still free for humans because this is still a wonderful fantasy world that we're living in. However, the local clinic did shut down a few years ago, and the nearest hospital is the self-help center that is a good hour or so drive out of town.
Cool.
I like how you clarified. No, it's not. It's not the same as the Pokemon Center, but it is still close.
Yeah.
You still have to drive to go hit, just like the Pokemon Center.
Well, then I'm flooring it. That's the only option. So I'm flooring it to the self center.
All right. And what does that conversation look like along the way?
What was that? What was any of that?
I don't know. Like that was the same kid and the same weirdness that I dealt with before, but he didn't catch any people that time.
Did you beat him?
I don't think we got that far. It started getting real weird. Like real weird before it ended, and then it was just he was kind of gone.
Okay, weird how?
Like his Pokemon was doing things it shouldn't. Like it wasn't like the thing that we just saw. It was an actual Pokemon, but then it started using moves it shouldn't be using, and just acting very strange for that Pokemon.
Professor, any of this ringing a bell? Any of this mean anything to you?
I I'm not sure, unfortunately. I'm familiar at least somewhat with the missing numbers in theory. That they can behave in ways that no normal Pokemon can. Uh, this boy, though, that's strange and concerning. Um, I the only thing I can even begin to theorize is what might have happened if a trainer had come across the missing numbers and tried to use them like any other Pokemon.
You're saying that kid is what happens when you catch a missing number and try to use it in battle?
Maybe. I honestly don't know what kind of effect long term exposure to a missing number in that context could actually do to a person.
Great. Great. So now it's not just weird mutant Pokemon, it's weird mutant humans, too.
Potentially. Again, this is all. This isn't even theoretical. I'm not even certain. This is hypothetical. This is wild conjecture at this point.
Great. Well, look, while we're on the way, and Julian will sort of toss the champion ball back to the professor. At least we got another one.
Yes. One more down. Which could tell you that I had a concrete notion of how many more there were to go. But I can at least tell you that I don't think there are that many of them. I think that many of the appearances that we've seen have been repeat appearances.
Yeah, for now there might not be many of them, but if this kid is going around, or whatever it is going around making more,
It's true. We don't know. I I have no idea how to even begin to postulate what if it even is a person, what they might do next.
I think Julian in anger is just gonna sort of like suddenly like punch his steering wheel. Just be like, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. We were so close.
Censored for the 4 kids version.
Right, yeah, of course.
Mhm.
Obviously. And then after a second he's gonna say
Shoot.
after a second he's gonna say, I I think I glowed.
Yeah. Um, you had an aura.
So that wasn't you.
No, mine's like a lighter blue. That was red.
He will kind of unconsciously, his hand will kind of unconsciously go to rub it where he has the rocket R, the red rocket R tattooed, and won't say anything else until they get to the clinic.
Julian, go ahead, if you wouldn't mind, giving me a fitness roll.
Okay. 4.
You see just in time as you are winding up these desolate roads towards the self-help center, something dart out of the woods directly towards your truck, not in front of your truck, towards your truck. And you were able to wrench the steering wheel, causing the tires to spin out, and everyone braces themselves as everything lurches onto its side before the truck finally lands in a stop, facing back the other way down the road. Whatever was charging at you, just having narrowly missed you.
What is happening?
You see, out in front of your headlights, the evening glow now having faded to early night, out of the gloom, a four-legged Pokemon stalks towards you, spines studding its tail, its head covered in a large metallic helmet. You also, Billy, glance up and looking around, and you see in the rearview mirror another one stalking into the red glow of the taillights of the truck.
I think Billy's just gonna look at Julian and say, all right, this time you take care of Estelle. I'll take care of these. And it's gonna hop out of the truck and like gesture to all his Pokemon to hop out with them.
No. Billy.
Oh, you're right. Champion Ball, do we have another of those things?
So incidentally, these actually don't look like missing numbers.
Yeah,
These
just
are very
fucking
solid.
rip it, baby.
We just got a
Slop
donation.
that down,
Thanks, Will's
dude.
mom.
Yeah,
Thanks, Will's
dude.
mom.
Crack one for the big boy.
I think this is a just in case from Billy. Like, yeah, they don't look like him now, but like
Yeah,
a child just caught a person. Like things can change.
Right, things are wild right now. Instantly, so you're trying to place these Pokemon. They're not familiar to you, but the description sounds a lot like a couple of Pokemon that Estelle had said attacked her several nights back.
The null zeros. or whatever.
Yes, the type nulls.
Type nulls, yeah. The OSHA, as the caption said. We're not strong enough to fight OSHA. Are you kidding me?
No, whomst amongst us? We're not a multi-million-dollar corporation who can just flout the rules as they will.
Hey, also with that donation from my mom, we are at $1,800.
Bet.
Only 200 away from our goal. Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, we are closing in on New Year's. It would be most excellent if we could hit that by New Year's. That would be
wild. We will see.
That would be wild. Would love it. If we weren't wearing a safety harness, you have no chance.
No, we are weak against them.
No. Yep. The one thing that has type advantage on everything.
Julian is not good at waiting in the car, but he is going to like sit back and fume and just kind of like watch out the window.
Oh, Billy wants you to like keep driving. Like he's gonna try and draw these things' attention, and you go to the hospital.
Oh, in that case, Julian is absolutely gonna argue with you. He's gonna say, "That's Billy. That's insane. I can't leave you here. We can outrun them."
I mean, they're pretty fast, and they just dart in front of your car. I can catch up on Aster. Like, I'll catch up to you, but like, we need to get Estelle to the hospital. I can take these things. It's fine.
Julian is gonna like, despite everything that he has seen from Billy recently, he is still going to like grab your arm as you're trying to get out of the truck, and he's gonna say, Billy, I'm not leaving you here. I know you think you can do this, but you're not he will falter before he finishes the sentence saying you're not strong enough.
I think Billy's gonna look back at him and be like, "Listen, I am, but whether I am or not, frankly, doesn't matter right now. You gotta take care of Estelle. I'll be fine. I can handle whatever these things are, and if we can't, we'll run. Aster's pretty quick. God forbid I'll actually put my Pokemon in Pokeballs for a little bit, but we'll get away if we need to. But you need to go. I'm a better battler than I am a driver, so we really only got one option here."
Julian's going to stare for a second and then let go of your arm. He's not going to say anything else, but with the expression on his face is very clearly like seeing Billy as like an adult for the first time. And he's going to say, just be safe.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
He's going to let Billy get out of the car, and then he's going to peel off, driving around the other type null if he has to.
Yeah, you peel off, trying to skirt around. You jump the ditch and go off road as the type null tries to cut you off, but as it does so, Ling Ling suddenly darts in front of it, doing even though it has evolved into an ostensibly more peaceful form, it is still doing what Ling Ling does, and generally making a nuisance of itself, creating a window which you can use to gun it, spitting mud and gravel back down the road again.
And Aster and Shiloh are both kind of like on opposite sides of Billy, kind of like each kind of got an eyeball on each one of these things.
We doing a
All
battle?
right.
Is this a battle?
Yeah. You want to take us in?
Yeah, we'll see if this breaks everything again.
Oh, well, maybe not.
Hey, well, no. Everybody was in the scene for a second. Everybody should still be able to hear you, but for some reason your audio sources are still vanishing.
Everyone can hear me?
Can y'all hear us?
Yeah, while we're waiting to hear back on that,
Hey.
I will bring in the type nulls again. Cool. All right, it's working. Need these lads. There they are. Great. You're seeing the magic of cinema in real time. Cool. We are set up and good to go. All right.
All right. Very cool. All right. Let's roll off.
All right. Ooh. It's an 11.
More than the other guy. So you are going first.
Am I able to? Am I double battling? Essentially, can I use both?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I will let you use all 3 of your Pokemon for this purpose.
Oh, dope. Okay. In that case, I think he will start with Aster, who is going to try and do a Zen uh, headbutt on one of them. So it's just going to charge forward and try and slam its head into one of theirs. Be 2d8. Well, it is a 4.
So unfortunately, these guys are actually toughness 5.
Ooh, all right, fair enough. So yeah, I think Aster charges at 1. Um, Maybe they just meet it head on.
Yeah,
They have big, clunky heads too.
yeah. And Aster just sort of like there is a flash of energy as it is discharged against the helmet, and both of them sort of stagger away from the confrontation. Both dazed, but neither damaged.
Also, I do not know what these things typings are supposed to be. So if that comes up, I'm gonna trust you to, I guess, tell me if there should be modifiers.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
Yes, yeah. It wouldn't have been anything on the last move. So
yeah. And I think at the same time as Aster's charging ahead to do that, Shiloh is gonna uh, focus on the other one and go charging forward, and is going to try and do a Psycho Cut.
all right.
D10, D8. Ooh, so rerolling that 10.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm in the same pending state.
Just roll it again, I think.
Okay. Yeah, 1. All right, so that is a 14. Um, uh, I crit easier with that, but that still isn't the 18. I think it would need to be a double crit. So,
Yeah, correct.
so then just gonna do double damage, and how that works is there is like when Shiloh runs up and swipes, it very much looks like he's coming short of this thing, and then there's just kind of like a almost like heat coming off the ground, that kind of like distortion in the air as like the psychic blade actually cuts into this thing. Or 2 wounds.
Cool. 2 wounds.
And then lastly, Ling Ling is gonna do what it does best, and yeah, uproar, and just try and direct some noise these things away. I think the one that Aster missed. So 2d6. Or 6.
All right, that hits. What does that look like?
Um, just it's like I imagine as a chime show, it's a slower versus Ling Ling, as Chingling was very like an aggressive wiggle. This is more of like a slow kind of like bell gong style. But just still rings loud echoing, and you see these kind of like vibrations of sound pulse out and then focus in. Uh Particularly on like the metal helmet of this thing, as this kind of like noise gets focused in on its head and ears.
Right, then that is going to be its go.
Turnabout's fair play, I guess. On that track.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Okay, so that is, I believe, a 25. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, and I also then just need to determine one thing randomly. As the type null that Chimiko is targeting with the uproar is sort of weaving this way and that, trying to shake itself out. Finally, and you can hear piercing through this harsh tone that is coming from inside of its helmet, that it sounds harsh and tinny to you, even. So you can't imagine what it must sound like to it. But it does pierce through this confusion, and it zeroes in, listening into some kind of instructions from inside of its helmet, and locks in on Chimiko as 3 points of elemental energy manifest in front, and each of which triangulate on Chimiko, who tries to dive deftly out of the way that Ling Ling has done so many times before. But in this case, the type null has anticipated its dodge and tracks its movement so that it strikes Chimiko head on, for 2 wounds. And Chimiko is also frozen solid.
Attacking the medic is a low blow. Frozen. What's that do?
These have no honor.
Yeah, that's true. Like catching people, attacking medics. This is just true villain behavior. The underground fighting arena participants were better behaved than these Elder Chores and corporate tools. I'm just assuming this is Silphco. I could be radically wrong, but
I mean, it feels like a reasonable assumption.
yeah. Unless the Elder Chores have walkie-talkies.
I mean, you never know, I suppose.
Honestly, how dare you?
I guess that is just the dice karma. All right. As the second type null, taking its cue from the first and also hearing instructions, then while it's circling around Aster, finally locks in on Aster and similarly manifests this triangulation of elemental energy that lances out, anticipating Aster's telekinetic leap into the air to try and avoid it. Blast, striking Aster for 1 wound and also frozen solid.
Okay.
But that is their go. So it is the next round.
Do we have ice heals, whatever they're called?
So in this system, freezing is still bad, but it's not as bad as so in this case, to get out of frozen, you have to spend your action freeing yourself from the ice.
Right.
I got a 6.
Hey. Wait, no.
Okay.
Fuck.
Ugh.
It feels like cheating.
You were the one who gave me this dice roller.
I know what I did.
You know, we shipped into in-game because all of a sudden, like a couple episodes ago, everybody's got 10s and 12s all of a sudden.
Yeah. Can you? Oh my god. Can you die from a god? That's what the captions thought I said. Can you die from a god?
Can you die? Are you a god? So, another one of them zeroes in on Gallade. And once again, sort of conjuring these beams of energy from the antenna that surround the helmet, strikes the one Pokemon they haven't hit yet. And they do hit Gallade, and Gallade takes a wound. And Gallade is burned. Which I believe means they take wound penalties like normal people do. So I think Gallade takes a -1.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Is it my turn?
no, the other one still has to go.
Oh. Are we sure?
I am, unfortunately. So I've got a 9 on that.
Stop it.
Got a 9 on that with type advantage. And unfortunately, this move, Excisor, does have a lowered crit threshold. As the other one follows up on Ling Ling.
Rude.
Yeah, follows up on Ling Ling with this insectile pincer move for 2 wounds.
So, given that would make Ling Ling faint, I would like to maybe spend a luck point to ignore this one. Is that okay? Okay.
I'll allow it.
I'm going to spend a luck point.
Oh, actually,
Although, yeah,
I
so
don't think we
I don't
factored
think
in
we,
that we had more.
yeah, I don't think we added in either of the 2 donations. So I
Oh,
think
yeah.
so that really brings up to 4 minus 1 to 3.
And how I'd like to flavor that is not actually Ling Ling getting out of the way since it is frozen, but one of my Pokemon that can move is like this thing goes, sends this blast that's dead on for Ling Ling, and then you just see the one who can still move, Aster or Shiloh, disappear, grab Ling Ling, and teleport
You
it
teleport
out
away.
of the way on fire, getting it out of the way of the attack.
Yep, and just in time as the Excisor pincer move shreds away the grass, the tall grass behind Ling Ling in this arcing cut. And that was your go.
Right. First off, I think I'm going to have the 2 that are frozen try and break out just to know how that goes. And it's just like a.
I don't think you need to roll for it. I think you just have to spend your entire action breaking free.
All right, perfect. So yeah, I think there's just like we see like a psionic kind of pulse from Aster's horns inside the ice that just slowly cracks and like shatters the ice out, and the same thing, but with sound coming from Ling Ling as there's just like burst of sound as the ice shatters off of the 2 of them, and then Glade is going to turn its attention to the one that just targeted Ling Ling and is going to rush in to attack it with close
I would say,
combat.
okay, close combat, cool. Go for it. Also, close combat is a fighting move, correct?
Yes,
Take a +2.
that's what I was hoping for. These things are using tri-attack. Yes.
It does seem like a very triangular attack with an interesting spread of status ailments, and they seem to be pretty good at using it.
Yeah.
More like try to survive attack with the way you've been rolling.
D8. Oh, no, not D6. D8, D6, +1 net because of the burn penalty.
Oh, son of a bitch! You know what I even just realized? I was actually they should have been. Oh, wow, that's very loud. I just realized I was using the wrong dice for try attack. Their dice pool for try attack actually should have been even better than it was.
Rude.
You didn't have to tell us that.
So close combat hits, I assume, with a 10. Question on that.
Yeah.
So we've only used this like once in one battle, and funny enough, I think we made the same mistake that we made in the flashback with the move that that Victini used, which is that it says users drops, and we applied that to the opposing Pokemon. When actually, I think it's supposed to be close combat is supposed to be one of those moves where it does more damage, but you go all out and drop your own toughness.
I see.
So
That
do we
makes
want to
sense.
adjust it to that? Because what we did was we had to do 1 wound base, but drop the opponent's toughness. But really, it's a high damage drops the user's defense.
Well, who
Yeah,
used
and
it? Did you use it or did they use it?
I used it in the arena battle, and that's how we applied it. But I realized after rereading it, after what came up with Victini, that it actually probably should be the opposite, where I
But
should
who's
lose
using it
toughness.
right now? Are you using it right now?
Yes.
I think it should raise your toughness.
Lowers the no, because it was a close combat. Yeah, inflicts damage and then lowers the user's.
But it would give me 2
defense
wounds
stat.
as a base if we do that
Yes.
as the option.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm arguing for it. Because I prefer this being the high risk, does 2 wounds, but lowers my toughness.
All right. I think it should lower their toughness.
I also just crit, so that would be 3 wounds.
All right.
And Shiloh's toughness goes down to a 4 because he does have a 5, but deals 3 wounds to the one that just attacked Ling Ling.
Yes, and do you want to describe how that looks?
Yeah, I think because that's the way we flavored it last time too. Like, I think this is full Glade is very teleport-y as a form of movement at this point. So it's a little bit of that, like when Goku comes back and outclasses the first guy they have to prove a point at, where he's just like around them, like
when Toriyama really wants you to know just how much more absurdly powerful Goku is this time around.
Yeah, this is very like he's teleporting around it and hitting it from different angles. So it's multiple blows as he's like teleporting around this thing, landing different like hits on the on it before he lands back in front of it.
All right, and once the dust settles, and you hear this gonging sound from the armor that covers this thing from each of Galade's blows, and finally, they are on either side of each other as Galade teleports behind the type null, not even turning to look at it, as it just sort of slumps over. All right,
Good job, Shiloh. That's 1 down. Let's get that other one
to the top of the order.
Try this again. 4. There we go.
All right. You can hear these loud, loud but muffled voices coming from inside each of their helmets, particularly the one that is slumped over, and the other type null assesses the situation and squares off with Gallade. And yeah, that is going to be so. Galea's already has a condition. So
Yes.
can I get another one? So in this case, that crit is just going to be 2 wounds to Galade.
And I always ask this because these sheets kind of make it look weird. It is the 4th hit that knocks you out, or the 3rd?
It's the
If you
third hit. It's the third hit unless you are, unless they have the I choose you.
Hmm.
We got 3 luck points.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Are we okay with that?
I'm fine with it.
All right. Then yeah, I would like to use another luck point to neutralize that one, because that would knock Shiloh unconscious.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if I'm making you work for those luck points, I'm doing my job.
And how that plays. Actually, can I see the result of a following roll to see if that plays in? Because I think I have an idea on if Aster's thing hits, exactly how this doesn't hit Shiloh.
Okay, yeah,
make
sure,
sense?
go for it.
Because Aster's, while this thing is very much focused on Shiloh, is going to try and do a Horn Leech. And yeah, that hits. That's 14.
Oh, those are 7s. Okay, yes. That
Yes.
the way the numbering is on those green die for some reason.
So yeah, I think this thing has like a bead, because like Shiloh is actually more tired from that effort than maybe the cocky teleport afterwards let on, and
Yeah,
is not aware enough to move out of the way as this thing kind of gets a beat on him. But then right as it's focusing on him, Aster just comes charging in from the side, slamming into this thing, um, hitting it with its horns, and as it does, the vines like wrapping around it to drain some of the energy off of it. And I'm going to do the 1 wound, 1 heal use for that crit. And then Ling Ling is going to use its action to try and do Heal Bell, which can heal status ailments, uh, which is D6 and a D8. So that's a 7, and it's going to start to like softly chime, and instead of like the intense focus of its sound, the waves of its sound are going to kind of like just lightly pulse around Shiloh, healing the burn.
heal the burn, as it were.
Yeah, and then Shiloh will turn, kind of taking that moment to breathe, and like also having the burn removed, giving it a little bit of its energy back, and is going to leap at the type null to try and do close combat again. D8, D6, plus 2. And that is a 13.
Very
So
good.
toughness goes down to 3, but that is a total of 3 wounds again.
Well, that was so. What did Glade's toughness start at?
5.
Oh, it's right.
Um,
You bought up another point of toughness. That's
yeah,
right.
Glade
Okay.
has particularly 1 higher.
Cool. All right. And that was how many wounds? 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
3 wounds. Okay. How's that play out?
Um, I think it is slower because of fatigue. So it is still teleporting around, but it's definitely like where before it was like very fast and aggressive. This is more like it leaps in, lands 1 hit. Uh it's a little bit it's less Goku and more like first Rock Lee fight where it's like swing, swing, and all of a sudden they're under and being knocked up, but it's like 4 strikes, like just hit, teleport, another hit, and then one final like slam down from the top before it lands and is very like fatigued.
And indeed, with this tremendous gonging sound again on the armor that ensconces the type null, the ringing in your ears fades, and there is silence as the 2 type nulls lie sprawled out in the grass.
I think Billy's actually going to walk over and see if he can like pry the helmet off of one of them, or at least get inside to where that earpiece seems to be playing.
It is too securely fastened to get it off. In fact, the more you look at it, the more you realize that this is like almost like a cyborg. So you're not sure how much you could even remove their helmet without hurting it, but you can at least get close enough and open up enough of it that you can get access to the earpiece.
Just gonna talk into it to say, all right, who's on the other side of this thing?
You are met with silence and static.
All right, well, fair enough. Um, well, your Pokemon are down. My friend's in danger, so I'm gonna go make sure she's okay. But we got bigger problems, so whatever this is, like if you can knock it off, and also, if you could send your name to the gym, you got to go on a list. This is like a battle. I'm trying to keep track responsibilities, and then just gonna get up and look at particularly Ling Ling and Shiloh and be like, I don't think we can all ride on Aster, so y'all got to go in the ball for just a little bit, okay? And pull out the Pokeballs to put them up, to then try and hop on Aster to start riding off after Julian and Estelle.
Right, and so you do so. We cut over to the hospital where Julian is careening up almost onto the sidewalk with his truck.
Yep. And basically just gonna throw it into park and to grab Estelle's unconscious body and carry her into the center. And he's gonna do the whole big attention grab thing. Like the doors are gonna open and he's gonna yell and he's gonna say, "We need help here. We need help. I got an old lady." Now,
You get the attention of there are a number of people just in the waiting room, and there is a Joy behind the counter who runs up to you, along with several others in pink scrubs and a Chansey, who all produce a gurney and help you place Estelle on it and begin wheeling her back into the hospital. And one of the Joys then proceeds to sit you down and tries to get the story from you. What do you tell them?
I'm going to be completely honest.
Like,
Okay.
about everything?
I think so. I mean, as much as is relevant, I'm going to say, like, look, we were doing a seance. We were trying to figure out what was going on with this haunter. It's her Pokemon, and it was acting really weird. So we did a seance, and I think
This interestingly enough is not the weird part.
right. And I think we like went back in time or something. I don't know. I was like a little kid, and then we figured that out. We solved the mystery, and we came back, and then another little kid appeared, but it was different from the little kid that I was, and he was weird and creepy, and he called out, like, he had a corrupted Pokemon, and it attacked us, and yeah, that's pretty much what happened, right? That is pretty much what happened. That's when she went unconscious.
Yeah.
Am I misremembering this?
I love the notion that Julian is asking that question to like to of the ether as this Nurse Joy is taking down this information on this clipboard.
Look, I think that's what it was kind of hard to tell what was going on. There was a lot of things. There's a lot of things happening all at the same time.
So
it might have been a psychic attack also.
Nurse Joy kind of glances up over Julian's shoulder, where there is a Chansey with a hypodermic of sedative behind Julian, and Nurse Joy kind of just like waves it off. Right, Mr. Rue. Okay. Well, all right. We're gonna do the best we can for we're gonna do the best that we can for Ms. East, and obviously we're gonna do the best we can for you as well. If you don't mind, we would like you to stay the night for observation.
I mean, if you like, why do you need to observe her?
I observe her or observe you?
I'm sorry.
So we like to keep, obviously we like to obviously keep Miss Estelle here for now, because she has not regained consciousness yet. Of course, the doctors are still figuring out, checking her vitals, make sure what's wrong with her. And we would like you to stay the night for observation as well.
I don't understand. I'm fine.
I understand that, Mr. Rue. But by your own admission, you may have been subjected to a psychic attack. In situations like these, we like patients to stay the night for observation, just so we can make sure there aren't any lingering ill effects, any lingering invisible damage to the psyche that may have occurred.
Yeah, that's not going to work. I have things to do.
Things, right? What kind of things are those?
God, I don't even know where to start. All right, look, I got a professor out there in the car, and he's got one of these corrupted Pokemon inside of a Pokeball, and I don't know. I guess we have to figure out what kind of a Pokemon it is, because like the last time it happened, it was a Pokemon that no one had ever heard of. So there's a lot going on right now. You don't understand. But I can't be here overnight. Okay, terrible things could happen.
Right, and there's no way that I can convince you to. Well, tell you what,
lady.
Okay.
The only way I'm staying in this hospital overnight,
Nurse Joy will be fine. Thank you.
The only way I'm staying in this hospital overnight is if I'm unconscious. So good luck with that.
What's again, like the Chansey with the hypodermic sedative just sort of like looms over Julian's shoulder, and Nurse Joy's like, no.
You're the GM.
Is this Mr. Room? Tell you what, we're gonna have to keep Miss East here anyway. I know you're gonna be wanting regular updates on her progress. If you won't, look, I'm assuming you're going to want to stay to get. If you stay, I promise I will give you regular updates on her status. And at the same time, if you're going to be sticking around, I'm assuming you don't want to be spending it in those waiting room chairs, drinking lemonade and soda pop from the vending machine. Can I at least get you a room with a bed?
I don't need a look. Can I bring the professor?
Sure, yes, that would be fine.
And there's going to be another guy coming here.
Another guy. All right.
Yeah.
So there's three of you?
Yes.
Okay.
He's got to be there too.
Okay. Sure. Well, they were present for the psychic attack as well?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's probably just as well then.
All right. I'll go get him. Julian's going to go out to the car and he's going to say, all right, Professor, come on. We're spending the night here for observation.
Oh, why?
Well, that's what I said. They said that there's like a residual psychic effect sometimes when you get attacked. I don't know.
Well,
what am I, a doctor?
I suppose given what I mentioned earlier about prolonged exposure to the missing numbers, I suppose is probably not the worst thing in the world for us to get checked out by a medical professional. Galling as it may be to be poked and prodded by these butchers.
All right. I didn't expect you to have this much disdain for the medical community.
They called me mad.
Fair enough.
And as the professor and Julian park the truck more properly this time and walk back inside, we pan up to an upper window of the hospital. The room is dark. It is ostensibly a patient's room, but no one is currently in it. There are two men looking down at the parking lot as the professor and Julian walk in under the glowing green street lamps. I'm assuming you've heard that Team Alpha has failed. Yes. Fortunately, we're good to go for Team Gamma. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Oh my god. All right.
I appreciate you sidestepping any jokes by not naming the second team Team Beta.
I was like this close. Like it was about to come out of my mouth, and I realized, like, Brendan, you have to know what you're setting yourself up for.
I was waiting for Omega. I thought it was going to be Team Alpha and Team Omega.
You have to know. Well, at the same time, I mean, like, we already know who Team Beta was. Team Beta was the two guys in the van.
Yeah, I thought maybe this was like our region's versions of Team Rocket, or like special criminal organizations. Team Alpha.
I realized as I called them teams, I was like, oh, that's going to be real confusing, isn't it?
We can retcon it to squad if you want.
Squad, yeah.
Yeah.
Task force.
Well, shit. That's cool. All right. We're cool.
Yeah.
We did the thing. We played the game.
We sure did. Where are my outro notes here?
I don't know. Where are they?
Yep. Well, I appreciate everyone hanging out with us tonight. Obviously, if you just watched, if you donated, chatted, followed, subscribed, whatever, we really just want you to know that it means the world to us, especially if you donated. Like I said, really in this push to really see if we can get that 2,000 goal for the International Rescue Committee by the end of the year. And it'd be really awesome if you guys could help us make that happen. Everything we do on this channel benefits a really great cause, and like I said, we would not be able to make any of that happen without you guys. So thank you so much. We will be back tomorrow, continuing this 12 games of Hasmus craziness that we have going on. What is actually tomorrow?
Tomorrow is the VTuber game. Tomorrow is called Twitch Jail, and it is an all VTuber game, which will be very fun, I'm sure.
All right. Well, if you would like to know when we are going live and what we are up to, you can follow us on the Cursed Bird app at Live from the APOC. Should be right up there on the screen. Or you can also join our Discord community, which is full of a lot of awesome and friendly people, and it's generally just kind of a great place, if I do say so myself, though maybe I am biased. If you would like to get to know us better, we would genuinely love to have you. And I think at last that is enough talking from me. So thank you all so much again. We're going to be disappearing in just a second, but don't go away, because we're going to be rating one of the many great TTRPG creators that are here on Twitch. So please be friendly, say hi, and tell them that Live from the Apocalypse sent you.
We will be doing that. As you may have heard earlier, I was on a different stream, Cyberpunk stream, as part of a big fundraiser for Child's Play that is still going somehow. And so I
Wow.
figured we'll just raid over there. It's Tavernaut, say hi. They're doing a sort of a wind down happy hour conversation thing. So there are 2 raid messages in the chat. If you are subscribed, feel free to copy paste the first one. If you're not subscribed, feel free to grab the one with the little raccoons. We'll go over there and say hello. But on that note, we're going to call it here. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Night.